Whoa! What do we have here? We're right into it. Just so you guys know, we don't even know how to start these things most of the time. We just press start recording.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just free flow. I feel like it's better that way, though. You know, like we don't sound scripted. We're not scripted. We don't sound scripted. It's rather just be a comp. Like people, I feel like, and maybe I could be wrong, and maybe the people could let us know, but I feel like it's more entertaining when it's just like a regular conversation that we would have off camera.
Yeah.
That we've now obviously brought on camera.
It's always just a little bit daunting when I have to press start and then just come up with something to say.
You see that 3, 2, 1 clicking down, and you're like, I have no idea what I'm about to say.
I say the same thing every time, and we switched it up this time around. At this point, you guys know who it is. It's Roman Garcia. It's PJ Katona. It's your host of the Split Decision podcast. Back together again after a little hiatus. Here we are. What are we going to talk about, PJ? What are some things? Well, actually, before we get into the fighting and whatnot, what are some things that have been going on in your life over since the last time I had the fortune of sitting next to you?
Yeah. So I definitely apologize to you and everybody. I could not make it last week.
You know the video of LeBron where he said Happy International Women's Day.
Oh,
I love that she did. Was that Jeannie Buss?
I don't even know. I think it's just two random women trying to touch LeBron. What did you ask me? I forgot.
What have you been up to?
I've been busy with work, so I apologize. Didn't really have any nights last week to get over here to the Garcia household to record.
The studio.
The stew.
El stew.
Well, yeah, the stew is in the Garcia household.
Yeah,
so.
We did our lighting a bit. Got a different poster up in case you didn't notice from last time.
Well, not that one. You can point to it now.
We're right here. But you guys, feel free to send over stuff, and we'll put it up on the walls because contribute to the podcast, and you'll get a shout out. But anyways, please.
I've just been working. How about you?
Yeah, same old as well. Just getting those hours, and this guy was in a rush to get over here. I said, "Pal, I'm not even off the train yet." But
I probably should have known that 6:30 didn't mean we were gonna get started at 6:30.
We're on Mexican time, pal.
I didn't say that.
But
that was said by Joe Rogan.
But yeah, dude, just working.
Yeah, it kind of sucks sometimes. I actually really do enjoy my job. I'll be honest, but at the same time, it sometimes makes the head hurt.
Yeah.
But overall, I do love my job.
I got no complaints about my job whatsoever. It's just the mere fact that you have to work to get the money.
Yeah.
That's what I can't get over sometimes. I didn't get Columbus Day off either. Or Indigenous Peoples Day.
Proper.
If you're from that part of the country. Which we are not. So it was Columbus Day and we did not get it off.
Yeah.
And Split Decision Podcast, as you know, takes no days off. Yeah. So PJ, why don't we just get into it? We're gonna run through a few things here real quick, but probably finish up with a little Q&A because we asked you, the fans, to hit us with some questions. But before we get into that, we're gonna rewind all the way back to what, 307?
Yeah, 307, October 5th, which we watched together.
We did.
Great time. Me, you, Mike, and Dougie.
First time in a while, I feel like we watched a fight together.
Yeah, I don't know what the last one is, but I can't even I don't know. I'd have to look at every event lined up. It's been a while, but 307 was over almost 2 weeks ago now to the day. Guess we could just obviously run through well, first off, I would say the highlight of the undercard and the main feature bout was Joaquin Buckley versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. A lot of people, like yourself, gave Wonderboy a chance, and I was honestly hoping you guys were correct.
Yeah. I
think everybody loves Wonderboy. You can't not like the NMF.
I think it was all even going into the last round, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I don't think you were not there yet.
No.
For that okay, me, Mike, and Zach, though, we were saying that.
Dude,
1-1.
I was so pissed. I was celebrating a 1-year-old's birthday.
Yeah, that's fun, man.
Yeah, something that they'll never remember me ever being at, but I was there, so.
You missed a stupendous knockout, as I was saying. 1-1 going into round 3, and then Joaquin Buckley. I don't think many people probably had Buckley by a knockout. If anything, I had him by UD, and he looked like he was on his way. Well, I shouldn't even say that because it was 1-1, but he was winning the third round, and then caught the old man Wonder Boy with a good old right hook.
Yeah, and then he really won the third round.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, as you were saying, I don't think anyone expected a Wonder Boy KO loss. I think the last time, and maybe the only time he had gotten knocked out prior to that was to one Anthony Showtime Pettis many years ago. Yeah, that was the last time.
I don't know. I mean, I can look, but that does, I would have to guess as well.
So I've seen a clip of him watching it.
Yeah, Showtime is the lone knockout. Yeah, lone knockout loss of his career.
But I guess if we're gonna get into what's next for both guys, Wonder Boy Thompson hasn't confirmed or said anything. I don't think, at least that I've seen, about retirement. I think he could probably get another one in there.
He should get a send off.
Yeah,
he should get one last go. I think a lot of people would somewhat agree that I think him versus Michael Page would be just a sick MVP because there's not going to be any takedowns there. Like Buckley, obviously he shot for a couple takedowns and was very successful, which I think obviously led to the knockout. But yeah, for me, I think it makes sense because they're both old. Neither one of them are going to win the title, and it'd be a great fan. I mean, I would be extremely excited for that fight, despite it having no significance towards the title picture.
Yeah, I mean, and I know that was something that was discussed a little bit ago, and Michael Venom Page actually commented on it and said that it has the potential to be a boring fight just because they fight so similar.
Yeah,
they're waiting to counter, off their opponent's attacks. And so if we just get into a situation where they're both kind of just like feinting on each other, that has the potential to take away from the fight. But also, I think it's two spectrums basically. I think it's either all out war, or we're point fighting karate style in the UFC.
I think obviously at this point when there's no significance, towards for a fight when there's no significance of it being in the title picture, I think most fans just want an entertaining fight. But from a mixed martial artist's perspective, I mean, I think it would be high level striking. Even if it wasn't the most firework, exciting fight, it would be very, very top of the notch, high level mixed martial arts striking.
I would agree.
At the very least,
anything that lands obviously is going to take some serious thought because it's hard to land on both of those guys.
Yeah, but what about for Buckley? He's now in the top 10. Obviously, him and Wonder Boy flipped. Mm-hmm. Buckley's now number 9 in the rankings. I mean, there's quite a few names I would say that you could consider. It kind of just depends on what. I think partially depends on what Machado, Gary, Sean Brady, Colby Covington. I mean, I've seen rumors that Gary's fighting Covington, but I've also seen rumors that he might fight Sean Brady next. And I think you could give maybe Buckley the other one, or maybe give Buckley I don't know what Gilbert Burns is doing anymore.
I think Gilbert, he's not going to get Gilbert. Gilbert's on a 2 or 3 fight losing?
Something like that. I've seen some people, and I know Buckley wants to fight Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that fight's actually getting surprisingly a little bit of traction.
I also pretty surprised.
He's getting at least a response from Usman, but also Usman, I feel like he's at the point where it's like, I don't necessarily, does he need to fight somebody? Maybe, but...
he's got to get one. I want to see Marty hold the title again, I'm going to be honest with you. I want him to beat Belal. But, yeah, he just can't march in there off a 3-fight losing streak and get in there, so...
Yeah.
I honestly think a win over even Joaquin Buckley would just put him in the shot for the title next.
I could see that as well. I mean, but yeah, in terms of what I think is for Buckley, I would want to see... I don't know who he gets in front of him. I think, as you were saying, whoever Machado Gary doesn't get next,
it makes sense.
I think he gets them.
Yeah, or I don't think he wants JDM. I'm gonna be honest.
I think Usman might end up get.
I want to see that.
Usman versus JDM would be great.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wanted to see Usman versus Shavkat, but we'll get into that later. Obviously, Shavkat has now got a fight booked.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough time on the undercard.
Yeah.
Main card. I think we did pretty solid. Jose Aldo got we'll get into that in a second. Kayla Harrison, she dominated. Didn't quite get the finish like you and I both predicted, but for the most part, pretty much ragdolled Ketlin Vieira.
Yeah,
around.
I mean, you can kind of shoe her in for that title shot. I would think
she will be fighting. Well, we'll talk about that in a second as well. Whatever. Next fight, Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. I think the biggest disappointment of the night, honestly. I thought we were in for a great bout. I did have Dolidze winning. That wasn't exactly how I imagined him winning.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Big Mouth. I love him, but he, what was it? His shoulder?
Yeah,
was it exactly?
his rib, I think.
Or rib, yes,
Yeah.
one of those two. Yeah, he could not continue after the first round. I saw it was like an exchange on the ground where you can see Holland kind of like shriek, and yeah.
What a bitch. Anyways, nah, it's alright. I'm only mad because he lost me some coin, but it's alright because after that, I took the Mike DeWan parlay and put $20 down on Jose Aldo and Alex Pereira. How'd that turn out for me, Paul? How'd that go?
Yeah, getting into that, I actually would have had a perfect main card if the judges. Well, I don't know if I want to blame the judges. Just Mario Bautista wasn't the worst UFC fighter of all time.
What? Just like literally.
Screw you, buddy. You actually suck. I hope you see this.
It's one thing if if it's Marab doing that to Jose. I mean, because it's like that's Marab's thing. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've never watched Mario Batista fight, so I don't know
If Bautista goes out and does the exact same thing he did in his next 2 or 3 fights, I'll forgive you.
Yeah.
But you're fighting the King of Rio right now, and you're gonna hump his leg like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
To a decision.
You know what was the most frustrating part? Third round, I think there's about a little bit over a minute left, and which is enough time for Aldo to break and do something to create enough action to win the round. And they're on the fence. They get separated. Who is it? Mergliato? Was he the ref? I can't remember. Either way, the ref separates them. And
it might have been Beltran.
I think it was Beltran. Yeah, I think it was Beltran.
I don't remember.
Ref separates them because again, nothing's happening, and Aldo takes about 2 or 3 steps off the cage, and Batista immediately just hugs his hips again. Doesn't take him down. Doesn't go for a judo sweep or anything like that. Just fucking locks his arms around his hips and just hangs his head out around there like a little crotch sniffer.
See, that I cannot stand as being, and I get it, like technically I guess he's in the, if one of the two were to be in a better position, I guess you would argue Bautista. I just can't stand that that's like rewarded.
Yeah, no, literally.
It's one thing like, there's those boring wrestlers that you say that like lay on top, but at least they're like on top of their opponent, like just hugging onto somebody's legs and locking your arms. I can't stand.
Yeah, no, when you're on top of your opponent on the ground, I mean, it's a clear dominant position, right? Like, yeah. But when it's against the cage and it's just like, it's a matter of one guy's flipped one way and one guy's flipped the other, but no damage is being done on either side. It's like, why do we reward that?
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, I don't even know. I don't think this match should have been made in the first place, and I saw a lot of people making that point on Twitter as well. It's like, Jose Aldo, he paid his dues by fighting Jonathan Martinez a few months ago, and then they put him in there with another young guy. Excuse Rousey.
I'm trying to get taken down right now, actually.
Yeah, Rousey.
Good Rousey.
If you're wondering what all that clacking was, it's Rousey's long ass nails. Rousey's my dog, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not a human down here.
Yeah. Named after Rhonda. Yeah. See you later, Bahal.
Trying to shoot a double leg on me. But yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
Dude, fuck you, Mario Batista. That's what I was saying. I don't even want to predict.
It was a bit disrespectful that they gave Jose Aldo.
No, it was. And I see, people are joking, saying that, give Mario Batista, Alex Pereira, yada yada, right? Just saying that they want to see him floored, basically. That would be too much. Watching him get KO'd by Alex Pereira would be too much of a reward for Mario Batista. I think he deserves to rot on the Apex prelims for the rest of his career.
Yeah, he better never get in a pay-per-view again.
And I think that's exactly where they'll put him.
Until he knocks somebody out stupendously, which probably won't happen, he needs to be on the Apex. He needs to be the Apex GOAT.
Just a shame that's the first time you've exposed yourself to that big of an audience, and that's what you do with it.
I don't think he might have fought on one other pay-per-view, actually.
Dude.
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, 292 when Sterling and O'Malley fought. I remember because O'Malley I think O'Malley and Bautista trained at the same gym. Mm-hmm. I don't know what kind of training.
Oh, yeah, that's why, whatchamacallit.
Cody Garbrandt.
Who's O'Malley's coach?
Tim Welch.
That is why Tim Welch tweeted out in support of Mario Batista, which was ironic because they used a counter argument against Merab, saying that Merab should.
Yeah, that was that's not adding up there, Timmy.
Yeah. But regardless, again, I don't want to give any predictions on Mario Batista. Honestly, I might just cut out his name from this entire segment. So if you watch this whole thing and there was just pauses where Mario Batista's name should have been, now you know why.
Yeah, he fought at 247 and 259. He's actually on a 7-fight win streak right now. I had no idea. You still suck, by the way.
Yeah,
but
you fucking suck.
Anyways,
who have you fought?
Who cares? Anyways, the next part, another interesting decision in my opinion. I did have Juliana Pena winning. However, do I think she won the fight? No. I believe it was 48-47 Pennington.
As did all members of the media who scored the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I just don't get it how that happens.
I really don't. And again, I don't like to think that MMA has become as, I hate using the word corrupt. I don't think it's corruption. I don't think the UFC brass or anybody's like in these judges' ears.
Yeah.
Trying to tell them.
But for this fight, there's no way. No one gives a shit about either one of these fighters.
True.
So
it's just bad judging.
It is. I really think it is.
It's one too many bad judges because all it took was one to swing the fight to Pennington's way. But it's unfortunate. And again, I took this. I had no interest in this fight, but of course I took the Mike DeWan Super Deluxe Special after he fucked me.
I'm also not gonna lie. I literally had Juliana Pena and Pereira money line in my FanDuel. I don't want. Okay.
We both on the podcast the previous week predicted Pena to win.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like Mike's my boy, and obviously we were just. We were just having a good time.
You have to tail it because it's.
And I mean, if we're being honest though, Mike did predict it correctly. Pennington did win the fight. Yeah. But Mike, bro.
But Mike, you cost me something.
Just imagine the other way around. Imagine we're all like, dude, we just lost this like. Yeah. Obviously, Pena lost. And then we hear that last 48-47, or we hear that and new.
Dude, I was literally so confident. I was so confident.
It's never happened to me where I've been on the I've bet on the fighter who gets the robbery, like the one on the good side of the robbery. I only get
likewise. I think I've only been fucked by robbers. Actually, no. I mean, I know this is a debatable one, and I remember having this conversation many moons ago. But the Sean O'Malley, Petr Yan, you came out on the winning side.
Oh, I did. You're right. I don't think I bet. I didn't bet on Sugar Sean.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless, I mean, Juliana Pena's the champ. She's probably gonna fight Kayla Harrison.
Yeah, you're cooked, pal.
She tried to really sidestep that one by calling out Amanda Nunes, and I actually saw something on Twitter today where it seems like they're gonna wait to see, or even, I think it was Pena herself. Said that on the Hawani show, the new Hawani show, which is out now, which I'm going to cut that out. I don't need to plug that guy. But she said it earlier today that it's likely that they're going to match her up with Harrison next, and then the winner of that's going to fight Nunes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think Nunes needs to come back and beat Pena's ass one more time. I think Kayla Harrison versus Nunes, like that. That's going to sell pay-per-views.
Pena has to earn that shot at Nunes. And obviously she would have to really earn it if she got through Kayla Harrison.
If she somehow finishes Kayla Harrison, then yeah, by all means, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, I just fucking hope Kayla Harrison squeezes her wig off, dude. Pena sucks. Anyways. Yeah. So yeah, we were hoping to roll right into the main event with the first leg.
To be honest, don't get me wrong. When we heard the walkout of Botan, don't get me wrong, we were all, at least me, I had the chills still.
Yeah, come on.
I had the bow and arrow out, but like at the same time, it kind of killed the vibe.
Killed
for
our
a second
entire
that our money was gone.
Because it was almost
because of Sal D'Amato.
And I wanted to say my money was guaranteed in that next fight, and if I had just gone like Pereira KO straight up, it would have been. But I thought he was going to get him out of there in under 2.5 rounds. Not the case, PJ. What ended up happening?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think like the biggest headline, or at least I think the biggest takeaway from, besides obviously that Pereira added another title defense. He's at 3 title defenses or 2? 3, correct? Yes, 3 title defenses now. 3 successful title defenses in 2024. Probably I'd say, unless like I think Max Holloway maybe KOs Topuria. I think otherwise, I think Pereira is pretty much a lock for fighter of the year. But I think the biggest takeaway, besides obviously, like I just said, Pereira, is that Khalil Rountree is pretty legit.
Legit guy?
he should, and I hope will be around for a bit, because going into that 4th round, he was up 2-1 on all 3 judges. Not that like means anything, because the judges' scorecards clearly don't mean anything. Yeah, he was up 2-1 going into that 4th round, and like let's just say he survived, which I mean no one in the world was surviving the barrage that he took, but could have been worse. I mean not worse. At best it could have been 2-2 going into the 5th round, but it didn't happen. Pereira, 4th round knockout. That sequence, the finishing sequence he had was arguably like the highest level of counter striking I've ever seen in my entire life.
It was so sexy. That's the only way I can put it. I'm like, oh my god,
it was beautiful. It was just gorgeous.
Yeah,
really just gorgeous.
It was great to watch. Hats off to Khalil Rountree. Only gained fans from this fight.
For sure.
And then Jamal Hill only lost fans because he did that dumbass yawn.
Jamal, dude.
Jamal, I know I talked shit about you about 2 weeks ago, and then I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, but then you just do shit like that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, like I felt really good for Jamal, and I liked him after he fought Glover. It was cool to see like a guy no one in the world expected to be holding the title win it. But dude, you're just killing. I mean, you're killing your fan base. You're killing it. You're killing every chance you have of getting any type of fandom whatsoever.
And nobody yawns like that, by the way. I've never fucking once saw anybody full on give themselves the freaking.
And he's from Chicago too. I really do want to root for him, but it's like, dude, you make it impossible. But
anyways, what's next for these two guys? With Alex Pereira, I think you go. There's 2 routes you go. And that's obviously you wait to see who wins Rakic versus Ankalaev, and you have him match up against him. But this one, and one that, is in my perfect world, in my perfect MMA heaven, this is what happens. John Bones Stipe fight. One of them retires.
Both of them are gonna retire.
Both of them. The winner retire. Whoever wins, regardless. All in all, Aspinall doesn't have a fight lined up next. Let's say. You wait to see if that holds true or not. If Aspinall has an opponent to fight, and if not, I think you throw Alex Pereira in there. I think you don't miss out on this opportunity. Alex Pereira is white hot. You give him 3-4 months off, and you see if you can chin Aspinall. Now,
dude, if he does that, he's I think he's got to be like the greatest of all time.
If 3-weight world champion, anybody who does that first, they're the
There's
GOAT
no
automatically.
way. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't. If that fight happens, I'll root so hard for Pereira because I would love to see it. I just don't see a world, considering what Aspinall also said, if he were to fight Pereira, that he would rugby dive at Pereira's knees in the first 5 seconds of the fight. Here's the thing. I personally, I do agree with you that there's 2 ways to go. I think we need to see him fight Magomed. I hope, and I hate Magomed. I actually don't like Magomed at all, but I hope he beats Rakic because we need to see him. We need to see him beat Magomed, and I'm not even sure Magomed's gonna be smart enough to try and take Pereira down. But I think if he beats Magomed, like there's literally nobody else up here besides maybe if Rountree. By the time Rountree gathers another 2 wins, like he maybe goes back down, but I think if he beats Magomed, you like almost have to give Pereira a shot at heavyweight because there's nothing else left for him.
I think that's the one guy obviously that he has to beat because I'm looking at the rest of these guys and they're trash, dude.
Let's be real.
Nikita Krylov and Volkan Ozdemir are 6 and 7, which is ridiculous.
It's crazy because like the top I'd say 4 are like almost must watch. Are almost must watch. Like, and then you get this drop off right here where it's like Jesus Christ, these guys are actually ranked.
Yeah, going from Rakic
Olberg too. Olberg's on his way up.
Olberg's on his way up, but it's like who the hell is Azamat Mirzakhanov?
I'm not gonna lie. I'll just be honest. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do know who this is, but who the hell?
I've never seen that fucking name in my life.
No. Who is Bogdan Guskov?
Oh my god, I haven't even seen that. Who the hell is that?
You actually gotta look this up for a second.
I've never seen this guy. He beat Ryan Spann.
Did he knock him out? Okay, I'm not. Okay, I've seen him fight. Dude, he lost to Ozdemir. I did see this fight because I remember him getting floored. Jesus. But I'll be honest, at the time, I had no idea that was Bogdan.
But that's say he has 3 fights in the UFC though, and he's ranked. Yeah, right. That's all his fights in the UFC.
I suppose.
And he's already ranked in the fucking top 15 at light heavyweight.
Yeah, I mean, this division without Pereira would be in shambles. Don't get me wrong, like Jiri would be the champ if Pereira wasn't here, but it used
to be the premier division, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening next. I think for Rountree, I mean, I wanted to say Jamal Hill automatically for him. But
I think he's going to be fighting Prochazka next. I think it seems.
Yeah, there's rumors. Prochazka.
They both said they have a fight signed.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And who else could Jiri Prochazka possibly be fighting?
Besides Jamal, right? We're talking.
Yeah. I'm saying there's no one. I mean, booked, not booked, but it says he's booked. No way he's fighting Blachowicz.
Yeah, no. So I suppose, I know Blachowicz had a surgery earlier in the year. And
Blachowicz wants to fight Pereira again. He's done the best out of any light heavyweight so far.
Yeah, and, Rountree, I'm sure will need a couple months. His face is all busted up. Maybe we'll put a picture of that right here. And so he'll need a couple months. So I wouldn't be surprised if Blachowicz is the direction they go in, but... regardless, whatever Rountree does next is going to be something big, so good for him. Yeah,
I hope he can get back there. I would like to see it happen again. I mean, I'm not going to lie. He did say that if he gets back there, he'd be more aggressive with Pereira. Because, dude, I'm not going to lie. At least when we watched the fight, there were a couple moments where, like, he hit Pereira, and I was like, ooh. Like, I thought he tagged him. I thought he...
Pereira's showing a good chin in there. I know people thought he was a bit chinny.
Well, he was chinny at 85, and I think he's always going to be chinny at 85 because, dude, he was literally draining himself to get there.
I mean, but he's taken hits from Rountree, and Prochazka tagged him a few times before, and, he I guess did that count as a drop when
I don't think they counted that as a knockdown, no, because he threw like a head kick and he fell over. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. Regardless, I wouldn't count that as a legitimate knockdown.
All right. But, that was 307.
Yeah, and then this past Saturday, arguably, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I literally only tuned in for the main event.
Yeah, no.
Just because, and it was arguably, like, fight of the year material.
Yeah, you think I watched Jun Young Park score a split decision over Brad DeVore? Oh, no, is that the Iron Turtle? I caught the end of the Iron Turtles fight.
I did not, but Grant Dawson did knock out R. Garcia.
Poor guy.
Is Grant Dawson? He's not so ranked, right? Bob King Green took his ranking, didn't he?
Man, if King Green's taking your ranking, she got different problems going on in your life.
Hang it up, Bucko. Yeah, he's not ranked. I forget. Patty Pimblett's ranked 15. I thought Dawson was. Can
you believe this text the girl sent me? On my way to urgent care because I can't swallow. That's not good news for anybody.
Oh my god. Wild text, seriously.
Wild. I'm sorry, Mom, but I have to keep that in.
I was gonna say, out of context, that is just.
I'm just telling you, it popped up on my phone. I couldn't not say it.
No, you had to say that.
What?
But wow.
Tough pill to swallow for Tatsuro Taira losing out on the split decision.
But in my opinion, such a great bout. I texted you after, but I did the second I saw Royval was like plus 240. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I immediately threw 5. I only put like 5 on it. Yeah. But I was dude, Royval is too good to be that. There's nobody in the division where he should be plus 2 over 200 again. So I'm not gonna lie.
I would agree.
That was crazy.
It was a bit disrespectful to him. Somebody who's challenged for the belt, who's fought the top guys in the division. So and has never really gotten his ass whooped like that. Nothing crazy.
I mean, he's lost. He's been submitted, but he's never like gotten his ass kicked.
Man, I can't remember. Oh, I was gonna say I can't remember the last time a flyweight got knocked out. But then I say that and I just watched Steve Erceg get flattened by Kai Car France.
That was so sad.
But no, I mean, this was a firework fight. Now, my immediate reaction was to tweet out Fight of the Year in all caps, which upon second thought, Fight of the Year, I don't know.
It's a contender.
Contender for sure. I mean, in terms of pure quality, and I mean, you just see everything out of these flyweights. I mean, they just do a bit of everything. Infinite gas tanks, and they just don't go down easily. Like, they can just hit each other forever.
Yeah, it was really just super, I keep saying this, but like, once again, just high level mixed martial art. They mixed the martial arts very well in this fight. Royval almost got Taira. I keep wanting to say Tatsuro Taira. I kept saying Tatsuro Taira.
Might have to cut that out too.
I would. You're just creating one. You're creating one for yourself at this point. Yeah. Anyways, we're back. Roman said something that will not be put in here. But anyways, Royval almost got Tatsuro Taira out. Almost got him out in the third round. On the feet. Taira, obviously just an absolute dog. Clearly, like you said, it's hard for these flyweights to knock each other out because they don't possess a whole lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I was live tweeting off our Twitter.
Yeah.
I think it was a fairly easy, in my opinion, a very easy fight to score. Somehow, of course, one judge still gave Taira the fight. I thought it was pretty obvious. I was fairly confident that it was 1-3-5 Royval and 2-4 with Taira. Obviously, Sal D'Amato is the worst judge of all time.
He just freestyles it out there, honestly.
He really does. I think he's like, let's see, which round? Like he's like, all right, I have it right. Now let me switch one round real quick. Just fuck everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Douchebag. You're a douchebag. You're a douchebag. Anyways, Royval, a big win. He called for a title shot next. It's funny because these two have trained with each other long time ago, and Royval was very respectful in the post-fight interview, saying that Tatsuro is going to be a champion one day. He literally said if he needs anything, literally a ride, he wants to train together. He wants to do whatever it takes when Royval's time is up to help Taira become a world champion. I thought that was pretty cool because if you watch those two fight together, you would not have thought they liked each other, but they did.
Yeah, I mean, what's Tatsuro Taira? He's 24 or something like that.
Yeah,
I know he's super young.
He's super young. I think 24 years old. I think he'll be a champ. I think he'll hold the belt at least. Yeah. I don't think he's beating Pantoja.
What do you think? Is it will we be filming the Tatsuro Taira championship interview when we're at ESPN or when we've gone independent like Helwani? When are we going to be doing that?
Excuse me. I want to say he'll be champion within 3. Yeah, I was gonna say within 3 years.
Okay,
4 years.
So while we're Bleacher Report.
Yeah, somewhere in between.
Yeah. As for Royval, I mean, somehow, some way, he earned himself a title shot off this fight.
Yeah,
possibly.
I think so. I mean, he literally beat Moreno in his last fight, who at the time I think was number 1, and now he's beating Taira. God, I keep screwing that up.
But actually, now that I think about it, and now maybe we can get into upcoming fight news that we found. Alexander Pantoja, the current flyweight champion, is scheduled to take on Kai Asakura, who comes over from Rizin, a promotion over in Japan.
Apparently, he has a massive following over in Japan, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think obviously with flyweight they're kind of experimenting with some of the fights that they're doing just to create noise.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a division where the fights are always super high quality, but just the name power right now just isn't. It's not quite there. I think Pantoja, obviously, he's a great fighter. Moreno, when he was champ, he did a lot for Mexican fighting.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. I wasn't thanking you. I was thanking Moreno.
Mexican independent.
But he definitely had a massive Mexican following. I think Figueiredo and Pantoja, like these are all like big names, but not like a Pereira or a O'Malley or a Jones or a Taporia. Like there's just they're like the level just below at the moment.
That's just what comes with being a little guy. I don't know if we're ever going to reach a point where somebody from 125 is necessarily like headlining pay-per-views. I mean, Pantoja did actually his last time out, but he had to fight. And he had to go to Brazil to do that. And again, they experimented with something different there. They threw Steve Erceg in, who was like
cool, and it did
ranked or something.
It delivered though. It was a great fight.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Steve, I mean, it did create some hype around Erceg for a little bit. And again, as we mentioned earlier, he got flattened by Kai France, which is unfortunate.
He may be toast.
But I'm all for this guy. Is it Asakura?
Asakura, yeah.
Asakura. Asakura.
Yeah, no, he's got a sick. Kai Asakura is a sick name. It flows off the tongue.
I watched some sparring footage of him versus Marab earlier today. I mean, it looks. I mean, these flyweight guys, they're always going to be all around with a great skill set.
I personally, I think he's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I think I favor Pantoja a little bit, but Asakura he's pretty sick. I've seen his highlights.
I will say, I know a few of his finishes have come from soccer kicks and knees to the head, which is not allowed in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. So he has to be careful he doesn't pull a little Piotr Jan there and lose himself a fight.
If that happens, this will be the last time the flyweight division ever experiences with doing something like this. If he ruins it with an illegal blow.
But I'm excited for honestly, I'm more excited for that fight. Would I go as far to say that? Because there was another big fight that was announced for that same card, wasn't there, PJ? What's headlining?
There was. I can't remember who the... I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make that joke.
Oh, I was like...
He's champ. All right.
Oh, okay.
The headliner is Bilal Muhammad versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. Obviously, will be the main to the co-main we just discussed. I can't say I'm surprised. I think most people thought this was next. I think for Shavkat, it was either Usman or this, and giving him this is no... I mean, I think this is what people wanted to see. A lot of people, despite Bilal being the champ, and I mean, I respect Bilal. Am I excited to watch him fight? No.
I'm excited to watch him fight within this fight, though, because he's fighting somebody who seemingly is going to be, I mean, not seemingly, is a problem for anybody, and it's certainly going to be difficult to take down / control on the ground. But with that being said, I mean, I know Shavkat has opened up as a pretty big favorite, probably like...
I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty surprised by that.
Yeah, like minus 200.
He's at least in the 200s. I think it's crazy.
I mean, you look at that record, though. Shavkat 18-0, 18 finishes.
I'd say it's more so the finishes, that get people.
I mean, that really hops off the page. He's never gone to a decision in his professional career. And he's facing somebody who is infamous for going to decision in his professional career. So it's really the unstoppable force versus the immovable object in this one, if you think about it in that context. And I mean, when we started this podcast, there was not a bigger Bilal Muhammad hater than myself. I didn't think he was ever going to reach the heights that he's reached. And then I quickly turned that around, and I predicted that he was going to be champion by the end of 2023. It came to fruition, a couple months later than I thought. But he certainly turned my opinion around a couple fights ago. He's made me eat my words enough times.
He's made everybody eat their words, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So
and forget their words.
I would hesitate to say Shavkat's a shoo-in to win this fight. I mean, we'll make our predictions, obviously.
I don't think Shavkat at all is a shoo-in. I mean, he's a dog. He's like you said, he's an absolute animal in there, but at the same time, dude, I don't know, the decision, man. He's the decision man.
Bilal finds a way. He's a gamer, man.
He does. I have to respect it because he finds a way to win. There's nothing to say about Bilal Muhammad besides that he does win.
He's what do they say? Jack of all trades, master of none.
I suppose, yeah. I guess that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, because he doesn't have one thing that he does that really pops off the page.
Yeah.
But he does everything good enough and mixes it up well.
I was going to say, I do think, I feel like a lot of people, especially when he fought Wonder Boy a long, long time ago, a lot of people were like, screw this guy because he just only wrestled Stephen Wonderboy Thompson for 15 minutes, which sucked to watch, but made sense.
Suck. But, I mean, that fight's a couple months away. I know we got a couple others scheduled here.
When was... Yeah, geez, that was during COVID, 2021. Yeah, I mean, but I will say... He has really evolved his striking at least a little bit. Like, I feel like in the Brady fight, he got a freaking knockout. I couldn't believe. I mean, it wasn't
a TKO.
Wasn't your traditional. Yeah, it was a TKO. It wasn't a knockout, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
I feel like he's gotten a lot better, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, look at this freaking guy. What are we doing here?
Not too easy on the eyes, that guy. I'll tell you that.
Now that guy,
Shavkat. Now Shavkat has a look of the champion.
He does. He really does. He just has aura.
Yeah, aura for days. Bilal, not so much, but, if he gets the win here...
If he wins here, dude, I mean, there's no one can say anything ever again. I'm sorry.
If he gets the win here, and I'm all for him headlining an event in Chicago come 2025.
Yeah, only had him versus Marty.
Yeah. We'll be with our media passes back there, probably.
Anyways, so, I mean, all that happened. I guess we got a couple more. I'll announce these couple quick matchups, and then I guess... We had some Q&A to top us off, no?
Some cool,
Some qua. All right, but interesting fight. UFC Vegas 100. Massive event, by the way. The 100th UFC Vegas. Carlos Pratis, who has been an absolute animal as of late, on an absolute tear, in the welterweight division, is now... fighting the greatest fighter of all time coming off a loss in Neil Magny. Dangerous fight here, I'm just saying. I mean, I know we go over it every time, but when is the last time Neil Magny's lost
literally since the beginning of his career?
Let's see. Neil Magny's career has gone from recent to old. Literally loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, win. So he hasn't, since 2022.
That's just in his UFC career, huh?
Yeah.
I think I took a look at it, and it was you got to go back like 6-7 years.
But then before that, once again, loss, win. Oh, he had a win-win here.
Yeah. You got to go back many moons ago to the last time Neil Magny
lost. Speaking of UFC.
What happened?
Speaking of UFC, remember Jay Perrin? The guy that Raul Rosas beat? He viewed my profile on TikTok.
Shout out Jay Perrin. Actually, the guy who when I went to APFC last week, that Chris Makate guy, he had mentioned how he'd beaten 2 UFC veterans before, so I kind of looked into his career. One of them, Jay Perrin.
Dude, Jay. But that fight's happening. I mean, I would like to say Pratis is going to kill him, but who knows? I mean, hey, Magnet's a dog coming off a loss.
Yeah, I mean, I responded to somebody's tweet about that fight announcement, and I said, don't be so quick to rule Magny out. He hasn't lost back-to-back in years. And someone said, bro thinks Magny's the diamond, as in Dustin Poirier, who's never lost a back-to-back fight. I never said that, first of all, jerk off.
I mean, you can't even argue with MMA people. People on Twitter. I got in an argument the other day, literally yesterday.
I hate getting into arguments. Bro.
I do too. It really makes arguing over text really pisses me off. Like when you can't just say it.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, that pisses me off, especially when you're on freaking Instagram under somebody's comment section.
Especially when some loser doesn't even have a picture of themselves. It was fucking cartoon as their profile pic. Like, literally, shut your ugly ass up, dude.
Anyways. Yeah, that does blow. Anyways.
Chris Curtis, Roman Kopylov. Good fight.
Solid, makes sense.
January 11th fight night. I'm sure Curtis will cry about something.
Curtis will win and probably cry. But, I think this is an okay fight here. I mean, speaking of boring fighters, Jailton Almeida versus Sergey Spivak at UFC 311. What were you about to say about that?
Jailton's going to murder him.
Probably.
Spivak's meat. Spivak's disgusting. He's a disgusting man to look at.
He's meat, and he's actually ranked 7th in the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once you get past number 6 at heavyweights, pretty much over.
Yeah. Well, number 8's fighting for the title.
Yeah, good for you, Stipe.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, screw Spivak for submitting Derek Lewis. You actually suck. But
he's just ugly. I can't stand ugly people.
He's a weirdo. He's got that freaking he's the polar bear. I was gonna say.
I get him and the other guy. Who's the other guy?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. No, either Alexander Romanov or Marcin Tybura.
Tybura and Romanov and Spivak are all the same guy.
The thing is, I'm not gonna lie, I do 100% agree.
They are just fat bastards.
That is so true. They're the same exact person. It's like
fat bastards who find themselves.
And then Sergey Pavlovich is like, if any of those fighters were good, that's who they would be. Sergey Pavlovich.
If any of those fighters took Weight Watchers, they'd be Sergey Pavlovich.
But anyways, the fighting nerds are back. Mauricio Ruffy is fighting Charlie Campbell. UFC 309. I can't say I'm familiar with Charlie Campbell's game. He sounds like anything but a UFC fighter. Yeah. But here we are. Banger of a fight, though. Next, Randy Brown versus The Butcher.
The Butcher.
Brian Battle, who is a hot commodity right now, I would say.
Yeah, I know. I know a few weeks ago we were talking about him taking on Neil Magny. That was obviously prior to his fight being announced with Carlos Pratis. And if Neil Magny's 1A, gatekeeper for 170, then Randy Brown is certainly 1B.
100%.
They are neck and neck.
They're damn near the same person, too. I mean, they're getting up there.
What makes you say that?
What do you mean? Best.
It's because they both are 170 and tall and lengthy.
They're just, they just both suck. They're both just solid but suck at the same time. Anyways, speaking of shit, now Chris Barnett is now not fighting one of the Tafa bros anymore. He's fighting Kennedy Nzechukwu. I know that guy. I've seen him fight before. I can't say I'm a big fan or not a big fan of the guy, Chris Barnett.
Lengthy heavyweight. A battle of the body types here, because I saw a picture of this. What's his name? Nchuaku. And he is a skinny bastard. And as we've discussed on this podcast before, when Chris Barnett is not so skinny himself. So, interesting to see these two body types go against each other. Something to look forward to.
Dude, Chris Barnett, dude, I can't believe that guy.
As you said, he's a big boy.
Big boy.
Next up, I see we got Luque and Nick Diaz. That got rescheduled. That was supposed to take place this upcoming pay-per-view, but it looks like it's got moved to 310.
It's okay. No one needs to see Nick Diaz lose again anytime
I'm excited to see him fight again. I think he'll bring a better version of himself than he did the last time.
Dude, he was punching in slow motion last fight. Oh, my God.
It was all part of the plan.
Hopefully. And then last but not least, I think they're just rumors. They are. Just rumors.
That's all.
The Mac and Dan Hook.
Don't even entertain me with this.
Dude, it's happening.
Don't entertain. This was a
I literally had a dream about it. I'm not going to say what happened in the dream, but I had a dream months ago that McGregor would be fighting Hooker.
Yeah.
It's here. It's not officially here. I'm not going to say that, but they both verbally agreed to it. So how is it not going to happen?
Fighters verbally agree to shit all
okay,
the
but
time.
this is McGregor and Hooker. Like, okay, yeah, but we're talking about it's McGregor. This is a big
McGregor who's
don't misquote me on that. Let me finish because people are gonna say, "Oh, it's McGregor. He hasn't fought for." Yeah, I know what he hasn't done. You dweeb, not you. Any dweeb who says that. Dude. It's gonna happen. I don't even know what I want to say right now because I'm ready to just.
You short circuiting, pal. You losing it.
I am. I'm getting excited here, dude. He's going to fight Hook.
Hey,
he's gonna knock him out. He's gonna fight Chandler, and then war.
We discussed this over text briefly, and I'm all for that fight personally. Like, if that does come to fruition, it's a more winnable fight than if he were to take on Michael Chandler, in my opinion.
100%.
But this was a conversation. This is something they hashed out in the BKFC ring over the weekend when Conor was probably had one too many forged Irish stouts and definitely had not ran it by the UFC first. So maybe, hopefully, the UFC sees it. They see the fans are interested in it, and they pick it up.
Dude, everybody loves both these guys too.
Yeah. So I'm not opposed to it. I'm at the point now with Conor where I have to see him in the octagon in order to believe that he's going to fight.
He's gonna fight, dude.
Yeah.
He's so back. It's
okay. I hope so.
But yeah, no, I think it's a great fight because it just stylistically, it's two dudes that are just gonna go out there and they're gonna throw. Hooker is obviously a dog. Hooker's earned that fight, in my opinion. I love Dan Hooker, so if McGregor's gonna lose to somebody, I'd much rather he lose to Dan Hooker than Michael Chandler. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, fair.
He's not gonna lose anymore. But anyways, just saying.
Fair enough, mate.
Yeah, you got some. So now I guess that we're done yapping about all this. We have some Q&A. You posted that. I saw it. I was really hoping to, get over here and you say you have a couple questions. So I'm kind of intrigued about.
Yeah, I got a couple questions. All right, pal. Some of them aren't even questions. Some of them are straight disrespect. I don't even want to say some of these.
Okay. I'll have to see those after.
Just my douchebag friends. But we do have real questions, and we'll start with a good one. I like this one. It's the question is, where do you see the pod in a year?
Wow. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting like a UFC related question.
So October 14th, 2025.
Wow.
What do you think we'll be doing?
I don't know. There's a lot of directions that this can go in. Obviously, I think both of us are still kind of trying to figure out what we're going to do with our lives.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping I will have something full time
where I'm making so much money.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. We're gonna hopefully. If I had to guess, I'm gonna say we might be doing. I would say I think we might be at the point where we do some of these episodes in person and we do some of them like maybe just over a Zoom call because of career obligations.
Yeah. I could see that as well.
I don't know. That's a really weird question because we're at a really weird point in our lives right now where we're obviously trying to find something full time.
Yeah, it'd be easier to say if I knew 3 months from now my internship wasn't going to be up. And that my job was guaranteed, and also that these damn student loans weren't going to kick in 2 weeks, which is just a fucking tragedy. But if all things play out well and, we all do our part, I see no reason why a year from now we wouldn't have, nice, solid paying jobs. And honestly, the guys, I'm going to be real with you, I got nothing else to invest in here. I can only invest in myself. I don't have a woman in my life. I have a few dogs, and that's about it. So I put a lot of my, I put expenses towards the podcast, and I could see myself continuing to do that. So maybe not quite the answer you're looking for, but I definitely.
It's tough to answer this right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's a great question, by the way. Like not what I was expecting to be asked.
What I'd be hoping for is a better setup. First of all, which I'm content with our setup for now.
I like the setup as well. But like I said, I feel like it just kind of, like we said, we don't really know what we're going to be doing in a year.
Yeah. I would like to say, though, some, like, achievements, goals, maybe. I would want to, have some interviews with some fighters and people, in the MMA industry at some point within the next year. Hopefully sometime soon. And those are messages we have to start putting out there more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe at some point, when we get full-time careers, like obviously they wouldn't be surprised if it, maybe even if it costs a little bit of coin for like 30 minutes of MMA fighters' time.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be cool to do something like that.
Yeah,
but I think regardless, depending on if Roman or I both or one or neither of us go somewhere far away where we obviously can't do it in person.
Oh, shit, I didn't think about that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, who really knows?
I do want to move to Vegas one day. Fight capital of the world, but
you better have a lot of money if you want to do that, brother.
Well, I don't gamble, so that's good.
No, I mean Vegas is still very pricey, regardless if you gamble or not. Just saying.
You think I'll make? You don't think I'll make a lot of money?
I do believe you. I'm just saying, brother. You gotta be prepared for that type of lifestyle.
Well, I guess that's actually a good segue to our next question, which is how do you deal with the pressure of being a multi-million-dollar podcaster?
Okay.
Which is my sick fuck friend asking me this question.
Thanks, friend.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Clearly, we don't have multi-million dollars.
This would be a great clip to roll back in like 5 years, though, if we do it.
Clip it, put it on TikTok. You'll see it 5 years from now.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. Just come back to us in like 7 years.
Yeah. Hey, Connor. He's going to be right here. Anyways, can we spin this question in any way in which it is relevant to this episode? How do you deal with the pressure of being a podcaster? I think that is something we could get into. How do you feel, PJ? Because I know we encounter these moments in pretty much any episode. When you just like I'm doing now, when you think you have something to say and there's stuff that's going on in your brain and you just can't get it out. How do you get through?
Well, I think that's why. I think it's great that we have two of us, instead of just one. I mean, like I said, we just have a conversation up here. We don't script anything. We plan. We have a general agenda plan of what we're going to talk about, but for the most part, I don't even rehearse what I'm going to say.
Dude, guys, this motherfucker, we pull up after work and we just hit record.
Like you said, I mean, we've been doing this for quite a few years. We literally just sit down here in this exact basement and just talk about fighting, and we're like, dude, we got to be doing this in front of a camera, whether people want to watch us or not.
I don't care. I mean, these conversations recorded. They're good to go back to. I listen through them all the time.
This thing, I can't say there's any type of pressure when we're just doing something that we enjoy.
And it's a good thing you mentioned about how it makes it easier when there's two of us. So we could easily see when one or the other gets a little bit stalled in what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
Because last week when I did a solo episode on APFC, guys, I had to do that episode 3 or 4 times because I did one recording, which was 5 minutes, and I got through 5 minutes. And I'm like, this is the worst. I can't put together. And the thing is, people were asking me already at that point, oh, how was your whole Anthony Pettis experience? And I had gone through that story, in separate conversations a couple times to that point.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be nothing. I thought, I'm just going to tell everybody. And then you actually try to say it.
Yeah.
And say everything you want to say without getting mixed up and sidetracking here, sidetracking there. It's difficult by yourself. So obviously that's why it does make it certainly a lot easier when you're paired with somebody, especially two of us been doing it together for quite some time.
Yeah, I feel like we obviously have some differences in opinion on certain things in MMA, but at the same time we have a lot of the same thoughts. So I mean, it's definitely nicer to have a second person along here as well. Like I said though, we're having a conversation. We're just doing something that we enjoy. So I see you're smiling. What's the next question?
No, this is a question that I really like. Which fighter do you think you have the best chance of taking one-on-one? I mean, obviously, if we're not going weight classes, we're going to have to pick a flyweight here. right?
Yeah, definitely. Give me
let's see, who do we have here? Oh, well, first of all, we're looking in the rankings, which is already not good enough.
This is not a good start to be looking at the rankings.
Where is the open rankings? I need to see it. Anybody.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a few tin can fighters I can think of. Who is Raul Rosas?
Who's asking that question trying to get us killed?
Who do you think it was?
Do I know them?
Yeah, you know she.
Oh, it's a girl who said that?
Yeah.
What? That is a. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what.
What are you gonna say, PJ?
But I said that is a question that I feel like a girl would ask versus a guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeff Molina? That's the one. That might be it. I feel like I might be able to beat Jeff Molina. That's my answer. Isn't
the number 37 flyweight?
Isn't
I know you're right.
There's some rumors about Jeff Molina out there.
Oh my god! The second I saw his name, I'm like, dude, don't say his name.
There are some rumors about Jeff Molina. Rumors. Let's just say he.
Don't even say, dude. Just let it go. Just let it go. All right, these guys are rough. These guys are from Dagestan. We're not beating those dudes.
No.
We got
Edgar Chairez.
No, we're not. That guy's a dog.
No, Jeff Molina. We're going back to him. Let's just say he enjoys being in bottom position. That's all I'll say about that. Does a lot of damage off his back.
Dude, come on. Dude, we're not beating any of these guys.
Just pick somebody. My answer is Jeff Molina.
We got a lot more. Hold up. Let me pick an absolute 10.
Are these guys in UFC or what?
I don't know.
It's somebody who.
Dude, this guy. His nickname is Fun Size.
Fun Size.
Zach Fun Size Makovsky.
That's 21-12.
This guy's chinny. I can chin him.
Well, how about pick somebody in your weight class real quick? Let's say 170. Let's.
Jeez, dude. Maybe in high school I was 170. Give me a lot of
You can make weight.
Give me a lot of. Oh, I mean, yeah, I could. Maybe.
I'm saying if you cut down, I'm not fighting at fucking 205. That's for sure.
God, we're getting murdered. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, if Neil Magny's coming off a win, I could probably beat him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know, Jeremiah Wells.
Dude, you're gonna have to go to like 50 for Mike. Yeah, if Mike Watt's 41.
Yeah, we're cooked.
Yeah, no, there's nobody at welterweight we're beating guys.
Dude, let's just see.
I'm going.
I mean, we're not beating anybody. This is
anybody.
This is our best shot. This is our best shot.
I don't know, dude. Jeff Molina might let me gag him. I need to stop talking.
Jeff Neal, you're not beating Jeff Neal. This guy, the Caramel Thunder, Beza, has lost 4 in a row.
Mickey Gall.
He would kill me.
Anyways, that was a fun question that definitely didn't have a real answer to it because we weren't beating any of those guys.
I mean, geez, they're going to give me Nick Diaz at this point.
Okay, another question that just no sense. How do you have time to make such an insightful podcast on top of running your nonprofits? So, fuck you, Chip, my former coworker.
Just go on the next question.
When am I going to be a guest?
Who said that?
My friend Miles, not Miles Peterson.
I saw Miles Peterson at the bar.
Really? Hennessy? What was he sipping on? Just curious.
Said by Joe Rogan.
Yeah, just curious.
I don't know. I just saw him, Famous Beezy, and
you saw Famous Beezy in the flesh?
Famous Beezy, his older Beezy, a couple other guys.
Beezy or bust. When am I going to be a guest? Just ask anybody. Literally, just ask, and we'll figure something out.
I was going to say, I mean, the more people we have, the better. I mean, I love having conversations.
I say next week, especially with this weekend not producing like a terribly great card, we get a guest on.
We could.
And we chit chat. Mike Dewan looking at you. No.
What other questions we got?
Ilya or Max? Do we answer now?
I'll be honest. I'm not gonna say this is my final answer, but I'm leaning Ilya right now. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm also leaning. Maybe a better question: if one knocks out the other, either way, does that catapult them past Alex Pereira as fighter of the year?
I think Holloway, yeah. I don't think Topuria. I mean, Topuria, dude.
I mean, he got to knock out over Volk this year.
Yeah, dude. Knocking out Volk and Holloway in 1 year would be, like, unheard of.
And if he's the first to knock out Holloway.
Yeah, it does. It might. It puts the conversation in a very tough place because I think right now Pereira's a lock, but that's obviously because this fight hasn't happened yet. That's gonna be. I mean, that I can't wait. That
What
fight's
about-
literally in less than 2 weeks. Actually, it's
I know.
crazy.
I saw a video of Hamza today. Looks like he's actually alive and well. So we're just hoping that that's.
Yeah, we got like 12. We still got like 13, 12 days
so
to get his ass in that.
He's gonna get that new COVID strain probably soon. So
dude, just put him in a bubble for the next 12 days.
Who's next? Man, some of you guys asked dumbest questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions.
Someone said, "Will you ever give us one of your incredible freestyles?"
Was that your sister?
Yes.
I could have told you. I knew it. The thing is, I didn't even see it. I just knew that's a question. Specifically, I'm going to go with Lexi.
Yeah.
I could have bet the house on the Lexi Garcia question.
Yeah, so incredible freestyle.
I'm not going to lie, it's the word incredible that got me.
Yeah. For those of you guys who don't know, every now and then, I tell my sisters to give me a word, or sometimes unprompted, I just call them and start rapping. Do I give him one now? I mean, sure, PJ, give me a word. Give me a word.
Oh my god.
I'll give you a couple bars real quick.
Let me screw you over here. Forum.
Forum? No, come on.
You said a word.
Forum.
Start.
Forum. Forum. Four of them versus one, and the one is me. How could this be? Oh shit, look at the tree, I gotta pee. Who's that over there? It's fuck!
Alright.
Dude, forum?
You said any word. There's the first word I saw, and this was forum.
It was never gonna get forum.
Just stop. Just go to the next question.
Dude, this is terrible. I'm sorry, guys.
You might want to just cut that out.
Jesus.
This is the first episode we're gonna lose viewership over.
Yeah. One of these is just. This is just terrible. It's not even a question. Somebody said. I said, ask us anything, and they said no because I'm not going to listen to your podcast to hear the answer.
Who said that?
That is my bitch friend, Owen Teed.
Oh my god.
Who is the president of IU Student Foundation, so I hope they fucking hear this. And I hope they know their president's fucking slandering kids out here.
That was good. That was pretty good.
Dude,
Alright, any actual questions on this?
Dude, is there another question? I mean, Mike, let me go to the other one. Jesus. If Holloway beats Ilya, does it reopen the featherweight GOAT debate? I think...
Dude, I just don't know if you can put Holloway in the GOAT debate in the same division where he lost to a guy 3 times.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, it's really tough. I don't think so, no. I don't think a win over Ilya does it. He'd have to, beat Ilya, and he'd have to... If he fought Volk for a 4th time and he beat Volk, I mean, maybe. I still think losing to the same guy 3 times, I don't think there's a scenario where you end up higher than them.
Which I think, obviously,
time.
and we've talked about this many times, I think he got screwed over at least one of those fights.
He
Definitely one of those
The
fights.
second fight, he probably won. But then again, it was still so close.
But I mean, it seems like Volk's a lock to be the next challenger at 145. So I mean, if Holloway wins, I don't see Taira getting an immediate rematch. He'll probably have to fight like Diego Lopez or something.
Yeah, the loser. I think the loser's getting Lopez.
Yeah. So
and then Lopez is fighting next.
I very well could be Volk, Holloway 4, which at this point in their careers. Volk coming off 2.
I favor Holloway heavily.
Losses.
I think Holloway would win that fight.
So yeah, if we get to that point, I think you have to wait till then to have that conversation. But like PJ says, having 3 losses to somebody who's still active in the division, not a good look.
Yeah.
But I mean that was about all the questions that we had. And yeah. What do you guys want to talk about now? Nothing, because we're an hour and 5 minutes into this episode.
We are? Wow.
Jesus.
Good episode.
What the hell did you have to start at 6:30 for? Like, what, are you just trying to watch Monday Night Football or something?
Maybe.
Yeah, I read you like a book. But yeah, I mean, I was having a good time. You have a good time?
Yeah.
Where are my parents? I don't even know. I've been trying this new thing. Going to, I got up at 4 in the morning, 4:30 this morning.
For what?
To go to the YMCA. Because, usually after these episodes, it's too late to go to the gym.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Do you think I go to bed an hour from now and try to get up again, or do we not?
I mean, getting up that early is pretty elite. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I get up that early in the morning, I feel like a dog. I'm not gonna lie.
I wanted to text.
And I've always told myself, and I hope I can mentally do it. Like I've always told myself when I get my own place that I'm gonna actually start waking up at like 6 in the morning to work out to get ready for my day, because I do feel like I feel a lot better and more ready for my day when I get up super early versus like, I mean, nowadays I have work and I go in at like 9 and like getting up at 8, you know, it's solid to do. When you get up at 5 in the morning, you're like, dude, I'm ready to attack the day.
No, it makes you feel like you've done some shit. I mean, when I got to work this morning, I was like, fuck, I've been up for 4 hours already.
Dude, yeah.
And now I'm at the point where I've been up for what, 14?
Yeah, that's
or no, 13?
Yeah.
13 and a half?
What time did you wake up?
Like 4:30.
Yeah, I mean, it's 8 now. No, you're hitting like 15.
Shit. Yeah.
If you got up at 4:30 and it's 8 o'clock right now, 12, like 15 and a half hours.
But yeah, guys, I mean, don't let me outwork you. I'm just flesh and bone. But just know that while you're sleeping, I'm out there fucking moving the weight.
Yeah. Wait till I get in the gym. I'll be back at 185. And me versus Kai Baralo is going to make one hell of a bout.
You ever get in the lab? You ever...
We do. I would say marathon I occasionally do. Not as much as I'd like to, obviously.
Want to play basketball?
Can't sit here and say I'm currently in the greatest of shape.
There's people in worse shape than you, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, there is. I'm not sitting here saying I'm
You're
fucking
looking better though.
I'm not Chris Barnett by any means.
You're looking better. I will say, I mean, when you go to a school like IU, I mean, you got to tough it out there. I mean, whether you want to drink or not, they somehow find a way into your hand.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. So no, I'm a bit softer on the edges myself at this point. I
mean, we're no Chris Barnett. I'm not sitting here saying I'm not gonna sit here and be one of those people that says I'm fat when I'm not fat.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying, like, I do want to get back into like a routine of waking up early and hopefully getting my
You've
my
been
ass
on
in the
runs,
gym.
haven't you?
I do occasionally. I do. Some reason I do like to enjoy running. I don't know why I do, but I do.
I used to, way back when. But now I just enjoy podcasting, PJ. And I enjoy podcasting with you. And I enjoy running our social media accounts, which happens to be on Instagram at The Split Decision Pod and on X at
Podsplit DEC.
Yeah.
And then TikTok is, I think it's just Split Decision Podcast. Well, there will be clips of this on TikTok.
We're gonna shout out to Riverside because they AI generate clips for us that we post on there.
We got 9 notifications,
and there will be more.
Oh, we got 154 likes.
Oh yeah, 155.
Oh, we're approaching 100 followers on TikTok.
Cool off that. Cool.
Split Decision Pod. Come on, if you're watching if you made it this far, you got it.
Dude, if you made it an hour and 9 minutes and 5 seconds,
wow, I mean, first off, I really do appreciate you. I mean, you have a free. Everything's free.
I don't know the last time we made it this far into an episode.
There's no shot anybody's still here. It's just you and me. I hope you know.
I think my mom made it this far. Maybe my sister.
Yeah.
If you wanted to hear your questions, you had to make it this far.
You did. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we got 99 plus notifications.
And just so you know, guys like Showtime Pettis are in our fucking DMs. Tony Ferguson tagged me on Instagram reel. I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did what?
He ended up tagging me in that Instagram reel of that video.
Did he actually?
Yes.
Oh, he did. Because I commented on him. I said no credit for the split decision.
Exactly. He must have saw that. He must have heard the noise. Thought, let me hook this kid up.
Tony, listen to me.
I'll put a screenshot in case you guys. I mean, nobody made it this far.
Nobody's listening.
We're just talking to ourselves at this point. But I'll put a screenshot right here, just so you guys know that Tony did indeed tag me in an Instagram reel.
But yeah, all right. Enough yapping. The longer on we go, the less viewers we have.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, you guys are hearing this message. And if not, then we'll catch you guys at the beginning in the first 5 minutes, however long you guys listen to the Split Decision Podcast. What is this, episode 48 officially?
I think so.
We'll see you for episode 49.
See you at the top.
See you at the top.
Wow.
Oh, God, thank the Lord that pop-up came up.
You're about to delete the whole thing.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.